row back to 95. It's been 1,004 days since the last time I threw 95 miles an hour off the mound. I'm gonna take you guys through what I do on one of my light throwing days. I threw the hardest I ever had 2 days ago. I'm gonna go nice and easy today. I'm gonna take you guys through all of the warm-up routine that I do before I throw on a light throwing day to get my body moving again. And I'm gonna take you guys through my light throwing routine, the drills I do, and we're gonna go from there. All right, first thing I do for my arm is these banded inward forearm curls. The angle on these is really important. This is something that has helped my elbow out significantly in terms of strengthening that inner forearm. I usually do a set of about 25 to 50 of these depending on the day, and I like to hammer these before every session I throw. These are shoulder external rotations. I do side lying before I throw. I usually will use like an 8 to 10 pound weight and do about 20 reps. I'm gonna do a little bit higher volume since I only have this 4-pound ball. My goal on these is to not go below parallel, so I'm constantly holding external rotation in my shoulder. This is a big thing that helped me a lot after surgery, just trying to go as far as I can into that external rotation. I like to make sure my spine's warmed up, so I'm doing side bends from this wide stance. The reason I do them from the wide stance is to get my adductors loosened up a little bit, get my hips loosened up a little bit, but also to lock my hips into place so I'm not cheating the move by lifting my feet off the ground as I bend. Same thing with the rotations, wide stance, just trying to get that upper spine loosened up. I like to do these, I call them tall kneeling extension rotations. I'm just trying to get my spine extended and rotating at the same time. Next, I like to do these overhead tricep extension. I'm trying to pronate at the top. This is another thing I found that helps out with my elbow a lot and loosening up my lat as well. This banded iso with pulses in the end range has been huge for me in terms of trying to open up my shoulder and getting stronger in that position where I'm going to be pulling from in my throw. This has probably been the biggest difference maker in just doing isos in these. I try and make sure that my wrist is curled on these, not flopping back. Really trying to get as much external rotation from the shoulder as I can. So when I was younger, this is pretty much what I would do for my throwing if I didn't have anyone to throw with. I'd throw the ball straight up in the air as high as I could. This helped me a lot in terms of getting side bend and just being nice and loose with my arm. I like seated throws a lot on my low effort days because you can't really throw them that hard even if you're trying very hard. So a day like today, my arm actually feels better than I was expecting, probably because I'm outside. So I can't really throw these all that hard even if I'm trying to, which is a great thing to do on your low effort days. And it just works for me when I'm throwing the ball a little softer on actually whipping it out rather than babying it with my feet on the ground. Two knee throws, kind of the same thing as the seated throws, except on these, I could get a little bit of side bend in with my upper body. Same thing if I throw this as hard as I can, which I'm not going to today, but if I throw this as hard as I can, I'm not really going to be putting too much stress on my arm because I can't even throw these. My best on these since surgery is 79, so I can't throw these that hard. I'm also lined up 45-degree angle. That feels pretty good for me on these, rather than being straight on. I'm also trying to keep my head back on both of these. I don't want to go like this and then let go of the ball. I want to feel my arm work out in front of my eyes. Ball's coming out nice today. We're gonna go into athletic infield style long toss here. So on these, I'm gonna do a variety of throws, whether it be moving to my left, moving to my right, standing on one leg, feet planted, or just trying to get the ball out quick on a shuffle. I'm at 90 feet right now, and my goal is to get the ball to my partner as effortlessly as I can. So some of them I'll be kind of falling away like that. Again, the reason I do stuff like that is because when I throw at that lower effort, the tendency is I want to baby my throw here and not snap the ball out. So if I have my chest and body kind of moving away like this one-legger, I'm going to be forced to have my arm whip. And that puts less stress on my arm and actually makes it feel better. So a lot of times I find guys do something along the lines of this on their lighter throwing days and everything's going forward, and that's just going to stress your arm out more. So I like to make sure I'm putting myself in a position to whip my arm, whether it be that feet closed or kind of shuffling this way, like along the lines of this, throwing from different angles, just trying to be nice and loose on these. And I'll slowly work my way back. Again, I'm at about 120 feet now. Just trying to get the ball to my partner as easy as I can. All right, one more I like to do when I get a little bit further. It's kind of like an open 45 where I'm closing my chest off, side bending, and just trying to get it through my partner again as easy as I can. 50 yards now. Ran off that one a touch. You can see it kind of fade. I want to get truer spin on that. And when I get that better spin, it just tells me I'm getting my fingers through the ball a little bit better. That's a good one. So again, no high effort throws today. I'm just trying to get back here and get air under the ball as easy as I can. Right now, what I'm liking to do is kind of try and throw the ball like an infielder, quick shuffle, get the ball out efficiently, get it to my partner nice and easy. And again, the biggest key on long toss is trying to get the ball there as easily as you can. Long toss is something that personally has always felt amazing for me. Now I'm in at 90 feet. When I do long toss on my lighter days, I don't do too many throws coming in, but I do want to feel a touch with a little bit lower release point getting through the ball. I find a lot of guys when they do long toss, they end up pulling down from like almost 300 feet trying to throw the ball on a line. I know that's something an outfielder might have to do, and I get doing a couple of those, but I think a lot of guys make too many pull downs on the way in. So I want to come down where I'm actually getting that release point out front. I think this is way better for a pitcher than throw from about 90 feet where it's going to be more on a line. For me today, I'm going to just do some double play feeds, trying to focus on getting the ball out quick. Ready?
Never been more ready. What are you doing?
Gonna try and close my hips off a touch more on this one. All right, that's it. For me, it's challenging on these days because my arm actually feels really good today. I want to throw more. I know that that's all I need to do. We're gonna cut it there. That's what my light intent throwing looks like. Warm up, nice and easy, low volume, low stress on the arm. Make it feel good. Put your arm in position through constraints to whip the ball out still instead of babying it and ending up putting more stress on the arm. So that's it. Follow along. We're gonna hit 95 off the mound.